You are among the chosen. When the divine seals you with its mark, no force of darkness can lay a hand on you unless it's to safeguard its own stakes. Let that truth settle deep within. You've heard of protectors, but have you ever been so spiritually potent that even the shadows had to retreat? Pay attention. Many don't grasp what it truly means to be selected. They assume it's all about blessings, wonders, and positive energy. But here's the unfiltered reality. Being chosen makes you a paradox in motion. You're targeted, despised, envied, yet shielded by a divine force that defies logic. Here's a striking insight. Research in neuroscience reveals that those who endure profound hardship often develop sharper intuition and unyielding strength. Now, picture that resilience fused with a sacred anointing. That's not just surviving, it's a divine transformation. That's you, the chosen one. You weren't merely guarded by the divine. You were set apart with a celestial do not disturb sign. People tried to shatter you, but the heavens sounded the alarm. Dark forces approached, only to hesitate. You became so enveloped in divine purpose that even the shadows whispered, "Not this one. Touching them might cost me everything." But here's the twist. Those who sought to destroy you now sit in remorse, hearts heavy as if they were the ones wrong. They're venting in private messages, obsessing over your radiance as if it owes them answers, wondering how someone they thought they crushed rose again with strength, clarity, and brilliance. Hold fast, because what's coming isn't just a message, it's a revelation, a divine proclamation of why your calling has not only baffled your adversaries, but rattled the very foundations of darkness. Let's dive in. 1. Your calling commands respect. Your anointing is so genuine that even opposing forces had to yield. It wasn't loud, but it was deadly to anything inauthentic. You didn't need to proclaim or flaunt it. Your mere existence unsettled spirits, not just people, but unseen forces, energies, and realms most don't even know exist. That's the power of your purpose. You were born with a spiritual charge so potent that darkness had to think twice before approaching. Others faced attacks, were torn down, or wiped out. But with you, there was an odd pause. Schemes formed but unraveled. Attempts to curse you backfired. That's not chance, it's divine authority. Even the shadows had to admit, we can't touch this one lightly. To challenge you was to defy a heavenly decree. Some are protected like celestial royalty, and you're one of them. The wildest part? You didn't even realize your own rank. You were just trying to make it through, to heal, to be ordinary. Meanwhile, darkness held crisis meetings, baffled by your resilience. 2. They regret mishandling a sacred gift. Those who wronged you thought they were dealing with just another person, someone to toy with, discard, or manipulate. They didn't see that you were a sacred vessel, a conduit of grace, healing, and elevation. You were placed in their lives as a divine lifeline, but they mocked it, disrespected it. Now, their regret runs deeper than losing you. It's the dawning realization that they offended something greater. They weren't just playing with your heart, they were gambling with a sacred mission. Some people carry a heavenly warning label, and you were one. You weren't a random encounter, but a purposeful assignment. They failed to see your value because it didn't come in the package they expected. Now, the absence of your presence stings. The favor they once had is gone. The peace you brought is disrupted. They didn't just lose you, they severed a connection to divine alignment, downgrading their own path by rejecting a blessing. 3. Your purpose was too potent to destroy. Your calling was so clear that even darkness saw you as untouchable. Not out of kindness, but because your divine assignment was too powerful to challenge directly. Attacking you risked damaging the very forces that opposed you. So, instead of destruction, they tried to distract, delay, or confuse you. Your presence alone shifted spiritual climates, broke unseen barriers, and disrupted demonic plans. Strange events, betrayals, blocked opportunities, fractured relationships weren't random. They were spiritual interference, yet there was a limit. Attacks grazed you but never broke you. You lost things but never your spirit. That wasn't luck, it was divine protection. Your purpose was too vital to the kingdom of light for darkness to overstep. Now, you're awake, aware, and unstoppable. proving that a chosen one, once awakened, cannot be contained. 4. Your destiny can't be erased. They thought they could end you, drag your name through the dirt, push you to the edge, wear you down with chaos. But your strength wasn't surface level. It was rooted in purpose. No matter how many times they knocked you down, something divine lifted you up. Your destiny isn't tied to their opinions or schemes. It's woven into your being. They couldn't cancel it, only delay it. They attacked your mind, your reputation, your peace. But while they thought they were winning, you were refining. Their chaos became your clarity. Now, they watch you rise stronger, sharper, unstoppable, realizing they didn't just fail to stop you. They pushed you closer to your divine path. You're proof that a God-given calling can't be buried. 5. Your light exposed their shadows. You didn't seek attention or competition. You simply lived your truth. Yet, your presence shook people. Not because you challenged them, but because you reflected their hidden flaws. Your authenticity revealed their pretense. Your peace exposed their chaos. They couldn't love you fully because you made them face what they avoided. Their resentment wasn't about you. It was about the truth you carried. You were too real to hate, too humble to ignore, too consistent to dismiss. Your light made their masks slip, and instead of growing, they fled from the reflection you held. 6. You were their way out, but they chose chains. You were more than a person. You were a divine opportunity for growth, healing, and breaking cycles. But they rejected the light you brought because it exposed what they hid. You challenged their excuses, held up a mirror to their truths, and they called you the problem. Some cling to pain, mistaking it for home. You offered freedom, but they chose familiarity over transformation, rejecting the breakthrough you represented. Now, they're haunted by the chance they missed, stuck in cycles while you walk in liberty. 7. They sabotaged their own salvation. By targeting you, they waged war on their own blessing. You were sent to intercede, to lift them higher, but their ego and insecurity blinded them. Your prayers opened doors. Your presence shifted their favor, but they betrayed a sacred covering. Now, they face the consequences not because you cursed them, but because they cut off a divine lifeline. Their plans backfired, and the pain they wished on you now rests with them, a reminder that harming the chosen disrupts heaven's order. 8. Their mockery turned to silence. When you faced your darkest moments, they didn't help, they laughed. Your pain was their entertainment, your struggles, their gossip. But God saw every betrayal, every jab. Now, as you rise radiant and guarded, their voices have faded. Their silence isn't strength, it's guilt. Your success reflects their shame, and they can't speak without confronting their own wrongs. Their pride chokes them, a punishment they earned. 9. You were their test. Now you're their lesson. You were a divine trial, a chance to honor someone carrying heaven's weight. They failed publicly, unapologetically. By belittling you, they rejected a sacred encounter. Now, God uses your rise as their lesson, your blessings as proof of what happens when divine favor is honored or mishandled. Your life is the example, showing that God takes the treatment of his chosen personally. 10. Your presence unmasked their truth. Your spirit carried a weight that disrupted their comfort. Without words, you exposed their hidden struggles. Your light clashed with their shadows, your truth with their lies. They fled not because you were toxic, but because your authenticity revealed their avoidance. You weren't their enemy, you were their mirror, and they couldn't face the reflection. 11. Your suffering had an expiration date. The chaos, betrayal, and warfare weren't random. They signaled your breakthrough was near. Darkness attacked because you were close to freedom, evolving from survival to authority. The enemy's final shots aimed to delay, not destroy. You endured, proving that suffering has a deadline. And when heaven says, enough, nothing can hold you back. 12. God kept the record. They thought their lies and betrayal went unseen, but God was watching, collecting every tear, noting every scheme. Now, they face divine correction, not karma, but justice. Their peace is gone, their plans unraveling, as they realize they hurt someone heaven cherished. Your rise is their reminder that God sees all. 13. They lost more than you. By walking away, they didn't just lose a person, they lost a portal to their own elevation. You carried favor, wisdom, and divine alignment, but they treated you as disposable. Now, they watch others rise through connection to you, haunted by the favor they forfeited. They didn't just lose a relationship, they lost a realm. 14. Your favor speaks for itself. You never sought validation, yet your quiet faithfulness and private healing now shine undeniably. Those who doubted or betrayed you watch your glow, realizing your elevation was tied to divine obedience, not their approval. Your story proves that divine favor doesn't need permission, it provokes regret on its own. Your life is a testament that God sees every tear, every prayer, every moment of resilience. You're not just surviving, you're blooming, a living message that divine purpose can't be silenced. Share this truth with someone who needs it, and let's walk in this divine fire together.